watch the exact same technique for the business opportunity. Oh, I remember my life 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I had two young kids and I knew I had to put them through college. They were like talking about college and I was like, you don't want to go to college, kids. You don't want to go to college. They're like, yeah, we want to go to college, but we didn't have any money saved for college. And I said to my wife, we got to do something. And I was like, we had no money saved. Like we were barely able to pay our bills. And my parents were not as healthy as they were. And I would have loved to have helped them out, but I didn't have any extra money to help them out. And that's the thing. And then one of my friends, my friend Tony and Sarah, they introduced me and showed me this great opportunity. And I got to tell you, I didn't think I'd heard some stuff, I'd heard that, oh, you got to be salesy, you got to call on all your friends and, oh, you got to do a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to do. And I'd had people approach me before and they kind of showed me a different way. They showed me a way that was different. And has it made a difference in the world today? Today, I'm happy to announce that both of my kids have applied for and are going to college, and they're going to graduate from college with no debt. They're going to graduate from college debt-free. We have money to pay the bills, and we're actually saving for retirement for the first time in our lives. And my parents did so much for me growing up, and now it's so nice to be able to do things for them. It's so nice to be able to give back to them and know that they're going to be taken care of in the same way that they took care of me in my moment of greatest need. And so if this kind of describes you and this kind of describes what you want, then I know what you're doing right now. Here's the thing. If you do this correctly, you never have to make a sale because people are going to say, well, what was it? Tell me what they told you. And I'm telling you, this works on social media. If you want people to do anything, if you want people to just watch a video, just be like, this is what I was like. Then I watched this video. This is what I was like now. And people are going to be like, show me the video. If you want to get people to go to an event, like I had a network marketing business and I had a lot of energy, but no customers. I had some product sales, but nobody joining my team. And I was starting to get all my friends and relatives angry at me. And then I attended GoPro for the very first time. Now, I don't just have energy, I have revenue. I don't just have buyers, I have team members, and my family loves me because I took them all to Hawaii last year on a vacation. And so if this looks like you now and you want to look like this, GoPro, come to GoPro. It's a simple 3-act play. You can use it to get people to do anything. Just make the anything that you want them to do the pivot. And that is how you tell your story. Now, let me tell you 2 other things about stories, and then I want to give you a great bonus for people who are going to buy tickets at any ticket level for GoPro. First thing I want to tell you about stories is the best stories are simple. The best stories don't take 10 minutes to tell, and the best stories aren't like, then it got better, then it got worse, then it got better, then it got worse, then I got sick, and then I got better. Like they don't have these monster up and down and up and down. And that might be good for a 3-hour movie, but that's not good listening to a person tell you a story. We want the simplest emotional line possible. I'm talking about like, here's the emotional line I'm talking about. Things were bad and then they got good. Like that's the story I want you to tell. That's how simple it should be. Or I lost things and then I got them back. And this is the point that you should focus on. So the best stories are simple. And here's the second thing I want to tell you about stories. The best stories are ordinary. The best stories are not like I got cured from the rarest disease of all time, or I got the biggest streak of bad luck in 60 years. No one has ever had all 10 of these bad things happen to me, and neither will you. I actually coach someone who climbed to the top of Mount Everest. I coach someone who's been to the top of Mount Everest, and when he tells that story, how many other people in the room can relate to him? None. But I coach another person, and he tells a story about arguing with his spouse about whether the toilet paper should come out over the top of the roll or under the bottom of the roll. When he tells that story, how many other people in the room can relate to that? Every person in the room. What if we judged our stories, not based on how many people come up to us afterwards and like, that's an amazing story. What if instead We judged our stories based on how many people came up to us afterwards and said, that same thing happened to me. See, your best story for both your product and your best story for your opportunity that you give to other people to become distributors and join your team, your best stories are ordinary stories, stories that are just like other people's stories. And so I don't want you to ever have story envy. I want you to tell the simplest story you can, and I want you to be able to do that as simple as possible.